Welcome to TSG Foundation's monthly Wisdom of the Zodiac class and meditation. Today I am going to talk to you from Wisdom of the Zodiac Volume 3, and this is on the topic of Sagittarius, Revealing Goals, Chapter 38. This is a beautiful chapter. It's very short and very, very full of wisdom and information. I'm going to take that first paragraph and read it for you and then share my insights. So it starts with, let me talk a little bit more about Sagittarius. It channels 4th ray, 5th ray, and 6th ray. This sign has all rays in it and has 3 rays. Some constellations have only 1 or 2 rays, but Sagittarius has an energy that takes you to your goal. So think first, what is that goal? Then once you have your goal, it supports you and takes you toward your next goal. It does something else. When you find your goal, it takes that goal out and reveals another goal. And when you reach that higher one, it also disappears and you see behind it another summit. So let me first impression share with you, and that is that your goals are elastic. They're fluid. They are always going to be changing. The goal itself doesn't change, but the fact that it reveals another aspect of it is what you will see in your life. And I'm sure you've experienced. You set a goal for yourself, and if you continue on that goal, and that's the key, if you continue and persist, then you will naturally see the unfoldment of it and something else comes up. For example, if you set the goal of being healthier next year, exercise more and diet and so on, you will see that that goal will expand into your emotional life, into your mental life, into your more consistent, healthy lifestyle. So it is elastic. It will change, and that is the nature of it. It will unfold rather than change. Then let me read the second paragraph. Then we have 3 planets that are called rulers. There is an esoteric ruler, an exoteric ruler, and a hierarchical ruler. So that immediately tells you that in any given zodiacal sign, you have deeper meanings. You have the outside meaning, which is exoteric. You have the internal meaning, which is esoteric. And then you have the hierarchical meaning, which is the meaning from the perspective of soul level, higher level, beyond your immediate attention. So the exoteric ruler of Sagittarius is Jupiter, and Jupiter is 2nd ray. The esoteric ruler is Earth, and the Earth is 3rd ray. The hierarchical ruler is 6th ray. So we have 2 6 rays. The 6th ray means abstract idealism, the will to cause. So we also have 1st and 7th rays because of Mars. Mars is the ruler of Sagittarian 4th and 6th rays. So we have all 7 rays in this energy system. It is a complete system that we have here at this time. Okay, so let me take a few minutes then and define very briefly the 7 rays and what they mean for you. The rays in esoteric wisdom are qualifying energies. They create different energy systems in our life so that the entire world and the entire planet benefits from these 7 kinds of energies. And what are they? The first ray gives us the energy of willpower, purpose, direction, focus. That is why it is so important for us to have that. And let me just say from the outset that we don't have all the rays active all the time, but we should strive to have all rays active all the time in us. Some, of course, will take more precedence over others, but it is very important for us to have willpower, direction, and purpose. The 2nd ray is the energy of love wisdom. It is the energy that attracts things to us and makes us attractive to the outside world. It brings us the inner wisdom of our hearts and souls. The 3rd ray is the ray of communication. It helps us understand how to communicate. Communication, as you know, is not downloading your opinions and your ideas on someone else. It is to have a dialogue. You give and you take. So the most important part of communication is learning how to listen. So you are going to learn how to listen to yourself, your higher self, not to the outside material world, but to your higher self. And then from there, see if you can listen to your guardian angel, to the higher teachers and guides. And that's what is so important about the 3rd ray. The 4th ray is the ray of harmony through conflict. This is very important to me, and we can all learn, whoever you are, how to see harmony in the conflicting situations in your life. If you just wait for a minute 2 minutes, or for a day or two before you react to something, you will see how there is harmony in the seemingly conflicting forces in your life. It is one of our most beautiful and cherished maturing processes in our life, to be able to see all the conflict in our life, all the conflict that has happened to us, and to see how they harmonize us and harmonize our life and our direction into something that is very meaningful. Now, the fifth ray is to learn how to think critically, scientifically, clearly, and you have a clear goal as a result of that fifth ray ability to think. It is not just for scientists. Anybody can use critical thinking ability, no matter what kind of field of human endeavor you're in. The clearer you think, the more critically and openly you think, you are able to take many sides of any idea or question and really ponder on it and think about it. That is a wonderful quality that you can develop in your mind. And by the way, the critical thinking ability also gives us emotional stability and physical stability. Because if we don't have emotional and physical stability, our mind can't think clearly. So you can see that any one of these rays really is important for your entire being, not just one part of your life. Now, the sixth ray is the ray of devotion, of idealism. It is said to be the ray that creates religious fervor, religious dedication. But how much can you create your goals and fulfill your goals in your life if you are not dedicated to them? So you can see that the sixth ray is going to bring the energy and the power in you to be dedicated. And what are you going to be dedicated to in your goals? Is it just all about you? Or are you going to take your goal, expand it, and have other people included in it? Include the whole humanity in your goals if you can. And that's where that dedication and idealism comes from. Now, the seventh ray is the ray of, it's called finance, economy, ritual, but it is also about sharing. The seventh ray makes you share your beauty, your wisdom, your gifts, your goals, the things that you create. What good is it if we create something fantastic and we can't share it with anyone? So imagine your ideas, your philosophies, your wisdom, your soul energies and powers and psychic energy for healing, your creative endeavors, your ability to think clearly and be dedicated. What good is that if you can't share it with everyone? So that energy brings you the power of sharing. So that's the first part of the way I understand the first part of this chapter. It is through the rays, and what qualities does each one bring into your life to make your life richer and more whole and fulfilled. Now, the second part of this understanding is that each ray expresses itself through the 7 fields of human endeavor: politics, education, communication and philosophy, the arts of all kinds, science, religion, and finance. Those are the 7 rays, starting from 1 through 7. So that means that during the Sagittarian time, we become universal in our thinking. It is not enough for you to think of just yourself if you're an artist, or just yourself if you're a scientist, or just yourself if you're an educator, but to think of yourself in context of the whole. And also, when you are setting goals, perhaps you can think how to fit your goal into that bigger picture of 7 departments of human life. The more influential you become, the more your work goes internationally and universally, the more you have to take into consideration all 7 fields of human endeavor, so that you are working in context of a larger picture. Do you see how that works? It's beautiful. Now, the next point that I'd like to bring out in the study of the revealing goals and the 7 rays is that these 7 rays coordinate with the 7 centers inside of us. We have the head center, we have the throat center, we have the ajna center or the spleen, depending on where we are in our initiation. We have the throat with the heart, solar plexus, sacral, and base of spine centers. Each of these centers is energized also by one of the rays. So if you consider that only 1 or 2 rays are your favorites, or that's all you have, then what you are doing is focusing only on 1 or 2 or 3 of your centers. The whole idea is to make out of a human being a complete whole, so that all 7 rays are working through you and revealing to you who you are. So the revealing goals part, the inside hidden meaning of that is that it is revealing to you through setting goals what your innermost self is all about. What is your most beautiful talent? What is your most beautiful ability that you would like to share with the world? What is the most important thing that you would like to do? Interestingly, as we grow lifetime after lifetime in our evolution, we become multifaceted, and we are not just limited to one field of human endeavor. A great musician can be a great artist, a great philanthropist, great businessman or businesswoman. So think of the possibilities that exist in us in revealing our goals to us and living a goal-fitting life. Let me read that last paragraph on page 432. As the disciples increase, it releases more power because the initiates and the disciples in the world serve and live as shock absorbers. Now think what that means. As a shock absorber, meaning when there's a crisis in life, when there are many conflicts in life, you are able to absorb them and make sense out of them and not be dismayed and full of grief and stress and strain. You are able to take that shock, that difficulty, and make sense out of it for people. The Master says that even one disciple can absorb the shock of an earthquake and not let that earthquake happen. One disciple. So think, we can have physical earthquakes, emotional earthquakes, mental earthquakes, spiritual earthquakes, national earthquakes, international earthquakes, on the mental level, emotional level. So if you become a disciple and further evolve into becoming an initiate, you have developed bodies that can withstand shock and grief and conflict, and you become a stabilizing force in your environment, in the universe, and the whole world. So one disciple, the hierarchy says we send disciples from here to there just for one reason: to absorb the shocks that are going to come. Of course, anytime life changes, shocks happen, and we need people all the time in every field of human endeavor who will absorb that shock and make sense out of it. The disciple system absorb it. It's all energy. Isn't it beautiful to know these things? Indeed it is. So you are not just working for yourself. You are working by setting goals, fulfilling them, finding the next goal, and then eventually finding that great purpose in your life where everything that you set, all your goals for today, tomorrow, 1 year, 5 year, 10 year, become a path to fulfill your greatest purpose in life. So your work is very important to you, but also always put your work and what you do in your everyday life and in your spiritual and inner life in context of the whole. It's very, very important. So let me just finalize then by talking about goals. One of the most beautiful books that you can find on setting goals and making sure that you are living a goal-fitting and purposeful life is a book called The Purpose of Life by Gita Saraydarian. It is a wonderful book, and in there it gives you a step-by-step guide on how to set the purpose for your life, and then set the plan that will fulfill that purpose, and then you set the goals to make sure that plan comes into fruition, and then you have skills and labor needed to set their goals. One of the most difficult things that I find in my counseling and talking to people in the spiritual field is that they have goals that are unsustainable or completely beyond them. I don't want to discourage anyone from setting great goals, but it's okay to set a goal for the next life or for 20 years from now or 20 lifetimes, but what about today and what about tomorrow? What about your physical life, your emotional life, your mental life, your marriage, your children, your work life? What about your mental health and sanity? These are just as important, and they are important because if these are not stable and taken care of, then the future 20-year goal from now or 20 lifetime is not going to happen. So you want to set goals for your life that are doable, sustainable, and yes, have the long-term view in your mind, but be rational and sane. Apply each of the rays, learn about each ray and apply each of them as you set your goals. And let me just say one last word also regarding setting goals. Don't buy into the goals that marketing people sell you or other people tell you should be your goals. You are an individual, you are genuine, and you are yourself. Let the goals reveal themselves to you through yourself by taking time. Take time from now until the end of the year, the beginning of the year, and set goals that you are not just going to give up by the third week of January. How good is that? It doesn't work and you feel like a failure after that. It's better for you to sit from now on and for 5 minutes and 10 minutes ask the question, Lord, what are my goals? And help me, reveal them to me, and ask yourself. You have inner wisdom that will guide you. Ask yourself what your goals are and what they should be so that you can fulfill the greatest purpose in your life, whatever that is. And I hope that you do that. I hope you take time to do that. So now, in order to help us do that, I'd like us to go through a very simple and basic meditation. We will start with relaxing, closing our eyes and saying the Great Invocation, and one Om after the Great Invocation. And let's say the Oms today silently and just focus and translate that energy outward. Take it out from inside of you outward. And then after that, the meditation seed thoughts will be, what is the goal of my life now? And how can I achieve it? And we will think of sequential steps, immediate, 5-year, 10-year, and so on. And at the end, we will say 7 Oms silently, each one. Focus yourself and send the energy from your inside and outside and let it just wash out like waves upon the ocean. Okay? All right, so you're going to sit up straight and have your spine erect. Have a nice smile on your face. The meditation that I am taking for today's session is from the same volume, volume 3, pages 445 to 446. All right. Put a nice smile on your face, relax, and with deep thought and focus, say the Great Invocation with me, and visualize many, many people, thousands of people around the world saying it with us. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Let us say one silent Om. Meditation seed thought. What is the goal of my life and how can I achieve it? First, think of the most immediate goal that you have for the rest of this year and for next year, for example. And think sequentially: physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. What is your goal for the next 5 years? How do those goals unfold from one to the other? Set your goals for the next 10 years and how you will accomplish them. See if you can go deep inside of yourself for a few seconds and ask, what is my ultimate purpose in life? Let us say 7 ohms silently. With each one, breathe in, and as you exhale and silently say the Om, see your goals being accomplished one by one. Repeat after me. Let vision come and insight. Let the future stand revealed. Let inner union demonstrate. Outer cleavages be gone. Let love prevail. Let all men love. Thank you for joining me today and for joining me all this year on this journey of wisdom of the Zodiac. I hope you enjoy these classes. I love them and I look forward to it every month. We have a great discussion class here with 4 other people and people attending and subscribing. So if you wish to have a deeper insight and understanding of each chapter, let us know and you may subscribe to the classes. And I encourage you all to read Wisdom of the Zodiac every month meditate from the new moon out to the end, to the full moon period and beyond, and fit yourself into the rhythm of the wisdom of the zodiac and celebrate the sun in each constellation sign. I also encourage you to get the book Purpose of Life. It is beautiful. It will help you set the purpose and the plan and the goals in your life. Thank you for being with me, and I wish each of you a wonderful goal-setting period of this year. Thank you and have a great day. See you next time.